The greatest form of propaganda is omission. If you do not give all the facts, you simply omit them, then the repertoire, the amount of available data is limited in one particular area. And since they are not having an accurate way to put the pieces of the puzzle together, the likelihood they will choose your side is higher. Let me give you an example. We often wonder why kids go to college as libertarians, conservatives, Christians, constitutionalists, Tea Party activists, whatever, capitalists. Then when they graduate, they believe in socialism, communism, and they don't care about the Constitution. We often wonder that, right? Well, based upon my personal interactions with people who have graduated college, the best conclusion I can come to is that they are not exposed to the information. I posted on Facebook, Fakebook as I like to call it, that during the shutdown, the government is taking away your rights, but the premise that the government gives you those rights is faulty if you look at the historical data. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, was a contract that was signed between the states and the individual governments. When you sign a contract, you have agreements that you have to adhere to. And some of the agreements were that you had the right to assemble, you had the right to bear arms, and many other things I could get into. But the point is, the government now is using this crisis to take away those rights when they are not the ones who give us those rights in the first place. It is God. And it's not me saying this. If you look at the documents which were paramount in the founding, you will notice that their premise was based upon a higher power. John Calvin was the first. He had sermons. One of them is The Depravity of Man. And the premise is that man is sinful and you need limits on the power that they have. He also had an emphasis on biblical law, limited government, and government that is accountable to a higher power. He is the most quoted in the political writings. That is Pastor John Calvin. The whole premise of limited government, which is what we were supposed to be as a country until you had a lot of these new alphabet agencies and the New Deal, is supposed to have limited power over the individual's lives. And the whole premise of that is that man is sinful and you need limits on their power. But what about the legal system? That is when you get to Sir William Blackstone. He wrote commentaries on the laws of England. And he contributed to our legal system today. The first is the law of nature. God created man in free will, whereby that free will is regulated and restrained. No law should be created contrary to this. Human law has to conform to a higher standard. Human law must conform to natural law. And so that's what our legal system was based upon. The founders used these individuals in writing these documents: the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. The fact that they are trying to take away your right to assemble peacefully, your right to worship where you please, is showing that they are going against their contractual obligations to the states. When I posted things about that, then you had certain individuals who are very highly educated, very smart people. One's an engineer, the other one was in physics. They responded back and they're like, well, how come there's no mention of God in the document? And I showed them that the origins of the ideas that our system was based upon all believe in a higher power. It's not me saying it. You can literally look up these documents for yourself. There's more, but I just thought I would show the point that that's why these college kids come out of college And they're so messed up. They're so brainwashed to think socialism, communism, and all of those other satanic things work, and the Constitution doesn't matter. We need a large centralized government to control every aspect of your life, because they are not even exposed to this. Evidently, they were not exposed to this. If they were exposed to these basic premises, basic ideas, basic foundational principles, then they would have had to, at least what I said, had academic validity.